What's up again? It's CLT here again, giving you another Week 5 matchup between M and Misfits, who are coming off a big win, beating the undefeated Bob and Twisted in Week 4, facing Minimum Talent Esports, still looking to get their first win of the LOLMidwest Rec League. Looking at the draft here, we see a couple power picks from each team getting taken out. Misfits definitely want to get rid of J-Max Urgot. He's been looking pretty good on that. But Minimum also taking away LOL Cats' Sivir here, since they did go first pick Caitlyn. So Sivir, really solid pick overall into Caitlyn. Doesn't mind the traps, can spell shield, a lot of things. But we see symmetrical picks coming out, bot lane picks and junglers all showing for both teams here. So, second ban phase, looks like we're targeting some mid laners here. We get Vex out of here, Cassio out of here, and a Katarina ban. Is Soka Senior been putting in some time on the cat? Oriana also taking out here, so 4 mid bans here in the second phase. See what Minimum Talent wants to take here. Oh, we see Marshall pulling out the Akali here. Interesting pick with Vi showing, but if it's just Vi for CC, then don't think it's too bad. But out comes the Mel for Soka. So, Mel, okay pick into Akali. If you time the reflect correctly, you can reflect the E, which is the bulk of Akali's damage until level 6, so not a terrible matchup. Mel does have issues moving Akali, but does chain CC off of Vi quite well. Caitlyn traps can come out as well on the Vi ult, so could be some potential lockdown here for the Akali. Let's see what Minimum Talents picks in the top lane. And it's going to be an Alawi. I actually kind of like this Alawi pick. Vi, Ornn all go in. The only thing I'm concerned is the range characters on Misfits have quite a bit of range. So we'll see. This Alawi potentially could get kited out. But we shall see here. But overall, I think having 2 melee solo laners with Sejuani sets her pathing up for a lot of success. Probably going to go bot the top here. Let's see if Misfits kind of predicts that.
My genius will be understood eventually.
Souls, yes, this is live. Biggest Misfits fan, what's up?
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
I care.
Think what I could offer. Is that fear I smell?
Your bond is angry.
Alright, folks. Here we go. M and Misfits here on the blue side. Minimum Talent Gaming on the red side here for game one. We'll be loading in shortly. Who do you think's casting, my friend? Come on now.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Marshall getting a little bit of... Okay. Saying what's up to this Vi here. Kali is, like sneaky one of Marshall's, definitely better picks that he's performed on this split. Hasn't netted him a win, but we've seen him get, I think, one I can remember, but I think it may have been 2 solo kills on that champion, so we shall see. I was just waiting for the spectator delay to come up, so I'm here. We're ready to go for this one. So let's see. Be very curious to see how this lane goes. I think it's sneakily Akali favored, but to be honest, neither one of them has the greatest amount of kill pressure. Akali can kind of just outpoke this Mel and out-sustain her, especially with the D-Shield second wind setup. So, J-Mac taking a little bit of damage here from Walford. Nice, nice pick here from J-Mac though, using the tower to get some residual damage onto the Spirit here. I remember correctly, I think Alawi did get some changes this patch. I don't think the Spirit lasts as long, but there was something else they buffed in compensation for it. I don't quite remember. This is one of the rare times where I did not get a chance to look at the patch notes. But see Marshall and Soka trading here. Walliford though getting ganked up here. J-Mac flashing away, and Walliford is going to give over first blood here to Meows off a really nice gank. Vi though here in the bot lane. See if Reaper and Ravachu, they did back off here a little bit, but they do see the Vi still on this ward. Reaper though getting caught out here, and Cats will be the recipient of that kill. So junglers making the impact and drawing the first action here. So Sivir kind of getting zoned off this lane now. This is going to be really hard for her to play. Marshall getting the deflect out of Soka here. Oh, I do see Vi here getting ignited by Reaper, but was able to get out. So ignite burn for the Gromp invade. After his first gank, you see top lane still roughly even, though we do see the Sheen getting picked up from J-Mac here. I would probably expect for that to go to a Iceborne Gauntlet here. Vi, though, up top. J-Mac is level 6 here. See if J-Mac's ease comes right up here. Oh, see if they can stop. Oh, J-Mac did not get the ult off. He gets the ult off and delays it. Meowth is there for the counter gank. So nice CC layering coming out of Vi and Ornn there. So, nice trades here coming out of both mid laners. Soka starting off with the haunting guys here, so going Leandry's first potentially. Meowth though in the bot side. Reaper though lands the hook here. There is a TP coming out of Soka. It is very, very slow though. Rhaegar getting low here, and Reaper ends up taking down Rhaegar. Ravachu tried to flash away from Soka, but could not. So 1 for 1 here in his bot lane. We see a little bit of a lead here for Misfits as they're up about 2k in gold. They did get the feats of combat. So being the first 1, 2, 3 kills. So let's see what they do here in the rest of the map. Hextech Dragon still up here. Knockup coming out of Wallifer, but J-Mac putting in quite a bit of work here with the Test of Spirit. I believe that is her E. Ooh, looky here, +1. Walford's still taking quite a bit of damage here. Look at the tentacle setup coming out of J-Mac here. That's 5 tentacles in the top lane. So, touch of a CS lead growing from Soka here, up about 12. Ravachu, though, falling behind with a lot of this pressure. Reaper, though, hooking the wall here. And then gets a little bit of damage on the way out here. Soka, though, getting the root onto Marshall, but Marshall able to trade back just a little bit here. Ignite burned by Reaper. Nice hook coming out. Cats does get stunned up, but does take a turret shot. Meowth ends up stealing one of the grubs here and is trying to fight Vi. Marshall coming up, but Marshall getting Vi ulted immediately, and Soka's there to get the execute off the Q. So another kill going over to Soka. Ult coming out here from the Nautilus, thinking maybe just to CC them under the turret to clear the wave, as it does for the most part do that. Raverchu on his way down bot lane to pick up some more CS. Cat's going with the Dirk first, so potentially a collector coming out. Soka going with the Leandry's Torment here. I'm not, like, hot take, I kinda vibe with this a little bit. I still think you're going to go it anyway, but I don't think it spikes as good as Blackfire first item. But you do have the scaling, you have the health burn coming out of it. So, not too bad here. Wolfer, though, going to ult J-Mac, but Wolfer is out of mana here. Stun comes up. J-Mac gets the W on. Wolfer does flash away. He's going to get slowed here from the Test of Spirit. And he does end up getting out. He has the makings of a Sunfire cape. There is quite a bit of melee. There's quad melee showing for the side of MTE. So Sunfire, Unending Despair, Leandries. A lot of these items I'm pretty okay with for the most part. Serpent's Fang, being able to proc it on different champions, is going to be quite useful as well. All in coming out of Marshall here. He did pop the R1. R2 comes out. Meowth is in the area as well. And the shutdown off of Soka goes over to Meowth. So it's going to help him get jump started into this Heartsteel much quicker. So MTE showing quite a bit of life here in this game one. They're still down just a little under 3K. But definitely some fight. Oh, Meowth's looking to do the flash Q, but ends up coming short. Soka, though, does TP to the mid lane. Reaper landing a hook, but getting some return damage coming back. Walford going after J-Mac here. J-Mac pops the ult, gets some health back off of this. Soka's snare ends up going short. Wallifer going with the ult up top and ends up taking down J-Mac, but we got a fight here in the bot lane. As Reaper went forward, Vi ulted Raverchu, but he ended up flashing out. And that's one going over to the side of MN Misfits as well. And we're starting to see some CS leads grow all across the map here for MN Misfits. And that is first turret going over to the bot side of MN Misfits, and that is feats of strength given over to them as well. So do you see another gank coming out of Meowth here, but Soka is pretty strong on this Mel. Marshall getting taken pretty low from the Mel ult. do see the second dragon taken here from M and Misfits. Walliford spearheading the charge here onto Reaper, and Reaper ends up falling. Meowth, though, does get a little bit of comeback gold from the Rift Herald being taken topside. See a fight up here in the top lane. Rift Herald used to get this top turret, but Soka's on the chase here. Reflect comes out. J-Mac with a nice response flash off of Soka's E here. But in return, Misfits is going to get this top turret. See, Meowth is sitting on a boatload of gold. I was wondering, off of that shutdown on Ahsoka a few minutes ago, if he was going to go back. He's sitting on 2,900 here, so looking to get a big purchase, big first item on this next back here. So, pretty quite few minutes here. Meowth's finally going to back here. Gets the Heart Steal. And looks like it's going into Unending Despair. So, massive buy coming out of this Sejuani here. Yuntown completed for Raverchu, so looking to scale that up. Here, Cats did end up finishing the Collector and had enough for a BF sword, so he's going to hit pretty hard. Walliford going after this, oh, but Marshall getting caught up here. See what happens here. Raverchu's not in this fight. Double kill coming out for the Caitlyn, along with Soka getting up a third kill as well. So, big team fight win here for Misfits on this blue buff invade here. Still has Infernal Drake coming up in about a minute and a half. Otacon, though, is on the map. Are they immediate? No, they're going to turn to this Otacon here. This is kind of ballsy. Marshall does have TP. Reaper's going to head down here now. J-Mac, unfortunately, does not have TP, so this will be a 4 for 5. But it looks like this Otacon will be taken here for Misfits. Raverchu with a nice spell shield. But there's a fight here from Misfits. E goes short from Marshall here. Raverchu, oh my god. Taking a boatload of damage here. Orin level 14, so Orin items will come into play here. I think the best one to upgrade is the Vi item, the Sundered Sky here. You're going to want to wait for IE to get done. Oh, Cats ends up completing the IE here. So Cats now having the best upgrades so far with the IE. Let's see what ends up happening. Oh, it ends up upgrading. Oh, that's a feels bad. You still get the same amount of AD, so that's not terrible. Yeah, that's not so bad here. MT trying to make a stand here. Vi ult coming out, and Cats with the Caitlyn ult ends up getting taken out. Double kill coming out from Cats. Or an ult getting kicked over to Raver. And another big team fight win here for Misfits, as now they are up 7,000 gold here, looking to take this third Drake, which is an Infernal Drake. Cats, though, oh lord, that was a two-shot onto the Sivir here. Ravichu just not able to move around this map and play the game here. Walford tanking, sorry, the Test of Spirit coming out of Alawi here. I mean, J-Mac, if he can get to these fights earlier and have decent setup, this Alawi's still going to be very hard to punch through. Yeah, I was trying to push this bot lane here to get some resemblance of resources here. So Demolish proc comes out of Walford to take this bot lane tier 2. Upgraded boots now starting to come into play for Misfits. Oh, but here's a fight here. Vi ends up diving in, gets the Emilio ult to come out. Nautilus ult knocks up 3 here. Reaper trying to do his best. How I Met My ADC is here. J-Mac, though, popping everything he can. And this ends up being a shutdown here. And it was that a pentakill coming out of LOL Cats on this Caitlyn here. Wow, there was so much going on here. But yeah, Cats now 11-0-3 on this Caitlyn. And what is, I believe, our first pentakill of the split. And this could potentially be an end angle. Nope. They're going to play it safe here. Cats is on 3K. So, see if they use this gold to get enough for this one final push here. They do have Soul Point Dragon coming up here in 50 seconds as well. RFC completed. See what else Cats wants to go after is the last Whisper. So, yeah, this Caitlyn is insanely fed. Emilio put in so much work after Vi dove in super early into that fight. I'd have loved to seen Cats probably go Runin's Hurricane over the RFC, but I think both of them are perfectly viable here. You're into quad melee, so you do get a lot of value out of both RFC and Runin's. And it looks like MTE is just going to try and collect these resources coming out and letting Misfits pick up this Dragon Soul here. But they are rushing over here at this Baron. They don't do Baron the quickest, but they do have a world where they could turn on this fight. J-Mac does have some tentacle setup going here. Marshall in the backline here, but Cats ends up two-shotting him. Cats ends up getting the double kill here. Vi on the top side also getting up. Cats getting a triple here as Misfits ends up just pocket diffing MTE in this last team fight here. So MTE had some like really decent fights, especially picking off like Vi and a few others here, but just got too far behind in laning phase, something we continue to see again. But MN Misfits though, 4 dragons by the 25-minute mark. Well played overall for them, continuing the surge. From last week here. So Misfits do take game 1 here. And let's see what Minimum Talent wants to respond with here in this game 2. So, just waiting for an invite here for this next game. I had going on right now. Yeah, Pens. I think that's a really good point. Being outranged quite heavily by this Caitlyn, it just makes it hard to get on top of her, especially since your one access point in the Akali was unfortunately not ahead enough. So, still waiting for everybody to get into the lobby. I'll give it just a few minutes. A couple of the MT members were having some client issues earlier, so hopefully that's not the case here. It is patch day, so it can be a little buggy. Alright, sorry about that small little delay, but draft just got started here for game 2. MT did elect to take the blue side here. Excuse me. So, looking at this, M and Misfits, I think electing to take the same bands. MT, though, switching it up, attacking Rhaegar and Cats with the Morgana Jhin being taken out, and Amumu also being taken out. Jinx being the first pick here for MT, so but Misfits though going with the pseudo Wombo here, the Leona Misfortune here. Amumu was taken out, so no curse of the sad or no curse of the bullet time coming out. Oh, an MTE coming out with a Janna. I actually like this Janna pick so far. Easy interrupting Leona's dash, easy interrupt Misfortune's ult. Overall, I think Janna's kind of very slept on here. Wukong as well, so MTE drafting a lot of disruption here in the team fights, which I think is a very good response with Misfortune Leona showing here. Let's see how Misfits end up drafting against this showing now. You can't really pivot in the true poke. Ooh, a Diana. Let's see. This Diana can be flexible. We've seen Diana mid come out a few times in the Sweat League, and Diana jungle isn't terrible either. It has decent matchups into Wukong. Wukong getting armor from his passive here, so AP junglers are typically the answer here. Yeah, Janna Q charged up. Does take a bit, but there's not much that can stop it. And just typically because it's double ranged, Misfortune ult needs to be much more careful in the usage here. But you do have Diana Leona coming out. Oh, and a Katarina coming out here as well. So Misfits going full on damage and engage here. So Diana Leona kicking it off. But MTE now pulling out the Lux here. Katarina has been kind of a legacy counter to Lux in years past. It's not a matchup I've played recently, but with D Shield's second win coming out, I don't think Katarina can be moved in lane that easily. So, oh, and I absolutely love this Mundo pick here. My concern with this team comp here is there's a lot riding on the Wukong Janna disruption against Diana Katarina. So, but Mundo, it's going to be very hard to stop Mundo if JMac takes off on this pick. Doesn't bring CC, so difficult for the frontliners to walk in here. And then we have a Gnar last pick as the response here for Misfits. So full on engage and just straight damage coming out of Misfits here.
My genius will be understood.
Really spicy. It's our first
Eventually.
Katarina we've seen in a long time.
So I go.
See. Oh, there was a Katarina played against Rurika's Annie, I believe, when he
Your worst
subbed
decisions will haunt you.
in the Sweat League, one of the middle weeks out of there. So I'm quite curious. I could see a world where this is Wukong top Mundo jungle, just so Mundo can get off of the ground. But we will see here what JMac ends up taking. He takes the Mundo here. Souls, I like the Janna pick versus Cat. I do as well, and they actually picked Cat Diana into this Janna showing, so, and Katarina into Janna Wukong showing. So it's a very ballsy pick. I will say the Lux response I don't feel like is the greatest. What could have made this game really interesting would have been a Galio here, and I don't even think you need the full commit to tank Galio. As Galio gives you disruption, like it's really hard to just run into him, but he also is a very good responder against, say, Diana Leona's when they dive
Think
in.
what I could offer.
So,
Foolish child.
Okay, see if I care.
so I'm just getting through the picks here, and then we will be running a 3-minute ad during the spectator delay. So overall draft for draft, I think I like MT's draft just a touch more. I think the disruption from Wukong and Janna can make fights very, very difficult for the Katarina Diana, but we shall see. So we're gonna run an ad here. see that right? Soka has 1 million mastery on Katarina, so he definitely should have a really good idea on this specific matchup. This is generally the matchup you love to play Katarina into. So, not the team comp, but definitely the lane for lane matchup.
Welcome
So
to
he ended up
Summoner's
going
Rift.
Conquer and D-Blade first, so definitely looking to get a kill here early in the mid lane.
30 seconds until
Reaper and
minions
Meowth
spawn.
though attacking Diana, and How I Met My EDC had to flash early there. He didn't even get the greatest ward either, so already looking much more cohesive out of MT. I'd love to see Phase Rush Orianna instead of Lux. I still think there's a
Minions have
lot of
spawned.
dimensions to where Orianna can get attacked here. So if you're comfortable in the Orianna, then I think you can pull it off here. I would have loved to seen Galio, Syndra. You can make a case for Karma mid and buff the Jinx more. You still have respectable amounts of poke. That's something we haven't seen in a while. See a leash. Cassio would have actually been something very interesting to see. See Diana though sneaking out the blue buff here away from MT's topside jungle here, so potentially could see a 3 buff coming out of How I Met My ADC. The other thing that was also quite curious here, we'll see a fight here in the bot lane as Rhaegar and Cats end up getting the level 2 here. Marshall electing to go the Arcane Comment instead of the Press the Attack variant of Lux we've been seeing going around. Meowth getting a pretty early gank off. Soka playing that quite well overall. Rhaegar looking mid lane here. Oh, I think he's pretty happy he missed that E, because Marshall would have immediately snared him under the turret. But does have Hex Slash, so. Asol wouldn't have been bad here mid either. Rhaegar looking for another engage here on the Raver Chew. Raver having to flash away here. Reaper throwing a tornado at Cats and burning heal away. So fight coming out of the bot lane. Meowth though trying to make a gank work topside, and Wallifer ends up just jumping away here. Rhaegar again looking at making some stuff happen here in this bot lane. Takes a really big amount of poke. Walliford though getting pushed back here from J-Mac. Eating some cleavers here. So Still fairly quiet early game, 5 minutes in, no first blood. But how I met my ADC ends up getting snared underneath. Marshall ends up popping the E. Could have let the slow there, maybe tanked another turret shot. But Soka, though, looking to all in. Marshall Meowth is in the area as well at level 3, so a lot of action here in this mid lane. Meowth's waiting in the wings again. Still level 3 here, by the way. So 2 levels behind Diana right now. Putting so much priority into making sure that Marshall stays safe. Level 6 coming out of both mid laners here. This is where this could get pretty violent. Especially for the Katarina. Oh, Rhaegar here in the pit, brawling with Meowth. And first blood goes over to the Diana. Meowth trying to sneak this Drake here. Overall was unsuccessful. Nice traps coming out of Raver. Reaper ends up having to flash away here. And Dragon will go over to this Diana. Hex Flash out of the brush here. Raver burning the barrier here. Nice traps overall. Here to protect himself. Diana, though, here in the bot lane. Diana is level 6 here. So this could be a little bit of a tower dive. Meowth's trying to finish his red buff. He might be going there, but he will not be level 6 here. Still level 4, actually. And he's not even going to try here. So, big double kill coming out. Wallifer flashing onto the Mundo passive canister here. And, oh, the last auto almost hits. As both top laners end up flashing out of the fight with sub 10 HP. Nice all in here from Marshall. Soka, though, ends up ulting and gets the solo kill. Onto the Lux here. So we kind of seen what we talked about there in draft. It's just there's no way for Lux to stop Katarina at all. It's one of the very, very few champions that Katarina is like not afraid of just because of that detail. Diana, though, on these Void Grubs right now, Wallifer may have to come down. Meowth is level 6 here. Meowth's burning the ult, but kited into J-Mac here. Lux ult comes out, and Arcane Comet ends up shutting down. Diana here, Katarina, though, is in the area. We see a fight bot lane. As Raverchu ends up getting all in here. for that Grubs fight. It ends up just being a 1 for none in favor for MTE there, including the shutdown. See a lot of fighting here in the bot lane. Soka, though, now starting to pick on Marshall here with this Katarina. Raver and Reaper ends up walking away, but Raverchu tried to use the barrier to tank into it. Oh, Soka, though, getting all in by Marshall, just so close to being in turret range. How I Met My ADC ends up taking all 3 of the Grubs here. The Cats end up taking the first turret here in the bot lane. And I believe that is Feats of Strength going over to Misfits. They're up about 4,200 gold. Oh, excuse me. Here in this game too. J-Mac absorbing quite a bit of that damage from Walliford and even the turret shot here, busting out the ult and the W health refund. You see 4 control wards coming out from Misfits, so they're definitely wanting to prioritize vision going into the back half of this regular season. Ult comes out from Marshall, but ends up missing. Soka, though, all-inning with the ult, and Reaper doing a really good job stopping the Katarina ult, also popping heal, so Marshall doesn't get taken out from the MF ult. How I Met My ADC does not get touched off that turret dive and gets executed. Cat's getting all in here from Meowth, but Meowth just does not have the damage just sitting on that Tiamat. Walliford going after Raver, but this is in between 2 turrets here, guys. Nice flash Gnar here, and a double kill coming out of Rhaegar. J-Mac, though, here now, unable to do much. The Misfits with a pretty clean dive here in between the 2 turrets to end up taking out 4 of MTE here. So, first items completed across the board here from Misfits. They now find themselves up about 8K here at the 14-minute mark, so a pretty big lead overall for them. Diana looking to steal this blue buff and ends up getting it, but might cost her her life. Meow's getting all into your Welfers in the area as well. Stuns up, gets the Gnar off. Ravachu, though, takes out the Diana. Oh, but big ult coming out here for LOL Cats. And now he's 3-0-5. They're going to end up, after this team fight, picking up the tier 2 mid here. So, decent amount of gold here across the board for Misfits, well for taking out this top tier 1. Ravachu trying to push this wave in, but I think he's going to get caught out here by you got Diana and Katarina. Raver trying to flash away, but to no avail. So, Misfits using this priority to take on the Rift Herald. Let's see where they want to drop this at. Diana does end up picking it up. Meows sitting here in this brush. Might want to pull the trigger here soon. You got Marshall in the area. And there it is, all inning onto Cats. Getting stunned up here by Rhaegar, though. Lux ult comes out. Only grabs Cats. Marshall now taking a boatload of return fire from LOL Cats. Rhaegar diving this turret. J-Mac TPing here. Big Gnar coming out. Double kill coming out for LOL Cats. But he ends up tanking too many turret shots here. And he will end up falling.
Stand strong.
And the shutdown going over to J-Mac from Rhaegar. But How I Met My ADC continued to hit this dragon regardless of what was happening in bot lane. Now they are on soul point here. So, taking a snapshot of this game here. Misfits up just a little under 10,000 gold here, sitting on soul point at the 19.5-minute mark. So, snowballing this game quite well here, which is what their comp wants to do.
I defend myself.
Meows. I, I, re I respect it, but you are down 3 levels, my friend. Diana, though, getting chopped down from Reaper, but Reaper's going to fall immediately here. Oh, and what a big choke point for an MF ult. And now they are turning on to this Otacon, so continuing to extend their lead. Anytime MT tries to get out of their base, they're just there to answer it. Oh, nice flash by Marshall, though. Ult does not come out as Wallifer did end up getting the W proc here. As he is just kiting away and ends up getting shut down for JMac here. Diana, though, oh, with some nice, clever little drifting here, but you have no minions, so this turret is not going to fall that quickly. The Voidlings do not count as minions here. So turret reinforcement was up. I seen the vision there, but ultimately did not work. Cats gets the last hit on this mid tier 2. Oh, and just a straight up burst here from Soka against Lux on the side lane. So, Soka trying to limit test here in the base. Gets slowed here from Reaper. Has to burn the flash here. And that is Cloud Soul going over to MN Misfits. Cloud Soul very, very beneficial for stuff like Leona, Gnar, even Diana to stay on top of people after they ult. Does not get the greatest value with Katarina or Misfortune, but still, you know, that is soul point. That is a very early soul point. I think it's even earlier than last game. They're just up 13k here at the 24.5-minute mark. So Baron will be spawning here soon.
Rain on my parade.
Baron is up, and Misfits is just beelining towards it. Their siege and their wave clear is not great, so this Baron will definitely improve that part of their push into the base here. Tier 3 mid's down, so we'll most likely attack that after these backs get completed. And Meowth really has nowhere to go in his jungle. Everything was taken. He's trying to get some farm bot side here. Oh, Meowth just ends up one-shotting by Soka Senior on this Katarina. It's Katarina 5-0-3, not a single death here. He's been playing it relatively conservative so far, but we'll see what the Wombo combo looks like as they try to push in this game. Diana burning the Seeker's arm guard for the Lux ults. Diana only getting one here. Big Gnar coming out, and there's Soka diving in, ends up picking up two, picks up a third here. Will end up trying to fight, but ends up getting taken out by J-Mac. But the rest of the lineup sitting here mowing down this turret, and MN Misfits will end up taking this series 2-0 versus Minimum Talent Esports. So, overall, they continued their push here. Had a really marquee win last week against Bob and Twisted, and is continuing the push here as we start to look at how the playoff race will develop. So, but glad you guys could join us. J Mac, I know you tried, man. It was a really tough team that you guys went against here, and yeah. Overall, you and Walford had some really close fights up topside. So keep that held up high. Keep learning from these series. But let me just see, is there anybody left? Is anybody from Misfits want to do an interview off of this win? I see Soka in the chat. Would you like to come across, do an interview here, my friend? I did send Walford a message, so come on, I can do multiple people. I'm in the Midwest room, my friend. You can come join my voice channel. Yo,
Hello.
what's up?
How's it going? How's it going?
Not too bad, my friend. Introduce yourself to the chat if you would.
Hey guys, I'm Sokka. I'm the mid laner, MN Misfits,
Ooh,
the Katarina
the Katarina
player
player. I
from
seen the
last game.
1 million mastery. Was there an OTP
Dude,
arc for you there?
dude, there is an arc. Now I'm just delusional. So,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah,
What was your
yeah.
take on these two games here?
We learned a lot, I would say, the first 3 weeks. We really started focusing on team comp, so really making sure Anna, our bot laner, is set up for success with jungle and that we have frontline, because it seems to be a lot of people are playing very divey comps. So really focusing on our ADC and just getting them ahead as much as possible so we can take it home.
Hmm. So so you said you took a lot from team comps, which I can see a lot of that, especially last week versus Bop It Twisted. Like your comps were fairly simple and straightforward, and
Hmm.
just it just went one direction, and I felt like that's honestly what made that series go so much into your guys' favor
Hmm.
regarding that. But MTV put up a decent fight there, especially your top laner. There were some really close brawls up there, but kind of looking ahead, you get some really, really stiff competition coming up. You got Capachungus week 6, Caster Curse week 7 here. What's your take on those teams and kind of just the whole league in general?
Honestly, I we're playing to have fun at the end of the day, and the competition is really great. We love that these are like 40-minute games. Like we're getting out of this, we're like, gotta take a laugh, you know? It just makes it more entertaining to play and probably watch. So I'm excited for the challenge. I know my team is too, and we'll take it pretty seriously, but as long as we're all having fun along the way, that's all that matters.
Well, that's good. You guys had a really strong showing there first week against Happy Jellyfish. I know you had a couple of unique picks there. I'm trying to go back and see what they were. You weren't the Morgana mid player, were you?
I
You
was.
were. Okay, so we
Yes.
see the Morgana, we see the Katarina. I know I know you and a few other mids actually are really big Mel merchants here. You just not like control mages?
Dude, I just um honestly my champ pool is really small. So I just try to stick to things that are relatively similar. 'Cause I do play cat pretty much all the time or ADC. So Mel I just picked up because it's pretty straightforward. It scales well. It's got the burn and I have a little bit of protection. Same with the Morgana. Black Shield. Yeah, you can't beat a Black Shield against these mage mids.
Mm.
And then yeah, honestly, I need to branch out because I think people are starting to learn.
Yeah, yeah. There's I think there's a couple champions that could be up your style, like your style of champions. The Diana mid flex potentially, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to get into Diana. I feel like there's just so much play potential with that champion, but our jungler likes it too. And
Hmm.
honestly, I love it in the jungle too, so try to keep that open for him if possible.
Well, we I seen your captain here decided to join us.
Daniel.
Yeah, Walford. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, CLT?
Enjoying some rec league action. I can't complain. And I think after this we will be recording Midwest Weekly. So
Nice.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So
Always look forward to those episodes.
I appreciate that. It seems like the reception in the rec league has been very high for that kind of little format and content here. But what was your kind of take here? I know you had a pretty back and forth brawl there with J Mac both games.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun laning. I'm pretty new to top lane. I'm a mid laner, but playing top lane for the league, so I'm still learning all the matchups and everything. And Ornn's been a go-to to just skirmish in lane, and he can. A lot of people don't expect the damage that comes out of his full combo, so um, he's a lot of fun to play with.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It seems like you've gravitated towards a lot of the more like fightery, and I would consider Ornn like the more fightery of the super tanks.
Hmm.
So I can definitely see a little bit of the style you're going for there. I asked your mid here, and I'll kind of ask you the same question. What's your take just overall on the league in general, and the competition that you've been seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that, to me at least, not knowing the league prior to us joining, that the teams in it have been playing together for a little while, and they all have pretty good synergy, and when it comes to drafting, they know what they're going for, they know how to draft. drafting is one of my favorite parts of League, and back when I played in college, it was something I really got after. But this league is teaching me that I need to catch up on some things. So yeah, the league is there. There are some really good teams in the league, and it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying it, and yeah, I can definitely double down on the Capachungus, Bop It, played in the Sweat League last split, so they definitely had a lot of competition to go back and review and learn from. So those two teams, I've seen leaps and bounds improvements of. But you have good quality teams all around. I mean, looking at the standings here, God, there's so many teams log jammed here in this like 3-2, 2-3 area.
Hmm.
That's gonna
What
make
does that
this.
put us at now? 3-2.
Yeah, you are 3-2. But you do have two very, very tough teams to end the season in Capachungus Deluxe and Caster Curse here. So, what got any predictions? Anything you can give me going into those two really marquee matchups?
I haven't done too much preparation on them. We've tuned into their games here and there, but all we're hoping for is some fun League of Legends to play and watch.
All right. Well, I will let you gentlemen go. It is getting a little late here on the East Coast. Um, but yeah, I got to message Nexus, and I think we're going to be going ahead with the Midwest Weekly. So if you guys are, starving for that content, it'll be out tomorrow. Hopefully, give you guys something to listen
Awesome.
to at work.
Awesome. Appreciate it all, CLT.
Much love,
GG's.
gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming in.
GG's like
Yeah.
you.
And there was the mid and the top for MN Misfits here. New team to the server, to the league here, but it's been absolutely fantastic to talk to. They've been forward with any questions, and overall, they've been a pleasure to have around here. So, but yeah, they end up coming off of this 2-0 victory against Minimum Talent Esports here, and have two tough matchups going forward. So we'll see how those end up going. But I'm going to go ahead and sign out here. And we should have some content coming out tomorrow. So until then, there is a match tomorrow night. Probably a very high chance that I will be casting over the replays of that. I won't quite make it to the start. But you do have Team Solid versus Caster Curse, which to me is the match of the week. We'll see what what those teams can end up doing in this week 5, and we're starting to eyeball. Um, we're starting to eyeball playoffs. And my apologies. The matchup tomorrow is Big Brains All Mechanics versus Caster Curse. My apologies there. That will be at 8:15 Central, 9:15 Eastern. So until then, though, we will see you guys next time.